We all have our serendipity.
We all have our Jane.
We all have our accidents.
We all have our secrets. We all have our illusions.
We all have our person.
We all have our sunshine.
April 2nd, 2009, 2 days before my 13th birthday. I remember I had a nurse named Maria who was a salsa dancer, but I don't remember my birthday. I am now blind in the top left quadrant of my vision, but I no longer have an 100% chance of stroke by the time I'm 22. I'm 21 now, and despite migraines, seizures, and years of recovery, I am so thankful that I no longer have a death sentence less than a year from now. February 13th, 2009, I was sitting in class looking at my notebook when I started to see black spots everywhere.
In this moment, I just sit there and realize that my favorite spot at home is to see him on the water across from me.
Turns out it was the beginning of a migraine. My dad took me to our family doctor, who referred me to an eye doctor, and she conducted a non-invasive visual field test. I have an extra blind spot. I used to have a sticker on my glasses in the same place when I was younger. I called him Bob. People used to ask if it got in the way, but it never did because, well, it was straight up in my blind spot. So I knew about it, I just didn't know that I knew about it.
As a matter of fact, we were out on the water together for years before we even knew each other.
February 17th, 2009, the doctor suggested that I get an MRI, so I went in for one. I found out the following day that I had an arterial venous malformation in my right temporal lobe. My mom describes it as a jumble of blood vessels, but in reality, it's an artery connected to a vein without capillaries, so there's no pressure diffusion because an artery is muscle line and a vein isn't. So it was a stroke waiting to happen. Either way, I didn't realize it was going to change my life forever.
Dear Jane,
not long after we met, I soon found out we shared the same love for sailing.
lately, after a long time, I'm starting to walk with my head up again. I used to walk around with my head down because I feared your white-hot hatred.
I am so grateful to have met him because now I can do something I love so much with someone I love so much.
My shoulders are stronger now.
It makes the experience so much more enjoyable.
I've learned to carry the weight I constantly feel. The weight you were so ready to place on me because you were unhappy with yourself.
March 10th, 2009, I went to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, or CHOP, to meet Dr. Rebecca Icord, my neurologist, for the first time. She's a really cool lady. She does ballroom dance. She told me that I needed surgery because of the size and location of the malformation, pressed against my optic nerve.
You cut me out of your life like an extra, unwanted piece of fabric. I'll be honest, I struggled for a while because the pain of your biased hatred was too much to bear.
April 1st, 2009, I went to the hospital at 4:30 a.m. and had an angiogram, which is where they stick a catheter in your femoral artery and snake it all the way up to your brain to inject glue and stop blood flow.
I let you get to me when I really shouldn't have.
The next day, they went in and took the malformation out. April 2nd, 2009, 2 days before my 13th birthday. We all have our serendipity.